LasVegasDiscount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. LasVegasDiscount.net. LasVegasDiscount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit LasVegasDiscount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
G'day, Fight Net Radio fans. This is your wonder from down under, the Southern Hemisphere, and European sweet science correspondent Sam Navajiro from the Exceptional People podcast. This week I'll be covering a couple of Fight Net Radio's couldn't care less cards from both Milan, Italy and London, England. First up, Buonasera from the Moonlighting in Milan event, proudly brought to you by Matchroom Italy, streamed on the Zone. In the co-main event of the evening, Daniele King Torretto Scardina successfully defended his IBF International Super Middleweight title by a unanimous decision with a very classy performance over his fellow countryman Alessandro Godi. Scardina and still champ King Torretto, which means King Bull, who hails from Rozzano, Italy, but fights out of Miami, wore down his Sicilian foe with perfectly placed jabs, body shots and overhand rights en route to a comfortable unanimous decision. In the other co-main event, reigning European Boxing Union lightweight title holder Francesco, not the son of Ken Patera, made a successful second defense with a fourth round TKO of Paul Hyland Jr. The bout began at a frantic pace and was littered with head clashes and low blows from the outset. The fight was temporarily halted in the fifth when Hyland slipped on water in the corner and halted once again by another low blow from Francesco Patera. In the sixth, Paul Hyland Jr. went down for the third time after another body shot, and it wasn't long before the Belgium champ Francesco, not the son of Ken Patera, landed another to drop Hyland one last time. The referee called off the fight 1 minute and 50 seconds into that round. Over to London, England, and streamed on ESPN Plus in the second and final installment of Fight Net Radio's Couldn't Care Less card weekend in the co-featured attraction and a very lackluster bout. O'Hara Two Tanks Davies was very fortunate to be awarded a unanimous points decision over former world champion Miguel Vasquez. When the decision was announced, Two Tank Davies shook his head aggressively, refused to allow his hand to be raised, and went over and raised the Mexican's hand. In the main event of the evening, the BBBofC featherweight champ Ryan Walsh retained his belt with another hard-fought 12-round split decision over previously undefeated Lewis Paulin. This was the British Boxing Board of Control featherweight champion's third split decision win in 4 bouts, with the fourth bout being deemed a draw. Hello to Judge Adelaide Bird. Despite the BBBofC's Scottish Southpaw opponent's lack of experience, he did well in the fight during certain rounds with his jabs and quick counterpunches. But Walsh was too much at times with the better punches, the stiffer shots landing, and more accurate work rate. And finally, for this couldn't care less card weekend, Samoan-born Australian resident and former world title contender Alex Lionheart Leapai took on former WBO champion New Zealand-born by Samoan parents Joseph Parker at the Dunkin' Donuts Centre in Providence. New Zealander Joseph Parker made light work of his Samoan Australian opponent, they call Lionheart, winning by 10th round TKO, and was immediately called out by the current Mexican, American, Puerto Rican, Australian heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Ruiz. Parker is the only blotch on my fight record, Ruiz stated, having lost a controversial majority decision contest to Parker in New Zealand in 2016. Ruiz went on to say that he wants to avenge the Parker loss, then claim both Samoan and New Zealand citizenship in one fell swoop, making Andy Ruiz Jr. the first Mexican, American, Puerto Rican, Australian, Samoan, and New Zealand heavyweight champion of the world. That's it from me. This is Sam Navajiro, FightNet Radio Southern Hemisphere and European Sweet Science correspondent and #1 casual fan. For more of my gold, look for my Exceptional People podcast on iTunes or visit exceptionalpeople.com.au for past episodes. Bye for now.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to FightNet Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Labouche, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing on this extraordinary Sunday. How are you today, Andrew?
Doing very good, Lee. How's it going?
Very well, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to FightNet Radio. We are here to talk about boxing. I will give you the background of how the show works. Andrew is a passionate writer, and I go out of my way to try to crap on the sport. That's the premise. That is the format for which we operate this show. If you are either a passionate fan, you'll enjoy half the show. If you think that boxing in general has crapped on you generally, you'll enjoy the show. So let's kick things right off, Andrew. What did you watch before we start on Friday? I have all the breakdowns, but what was your general impression of everything we saw this weekend?
Saul Alvarez fought the best opponent besides Triple G already, and that was in Daniel Jacobs. That's what we learned last night, as Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo both defended their middleweight titles, and that's a story in itself. The WBC situation with Charlo last night, but yeah, I don't think either man made a statement last night. Puts any doubt in any mind that de-la-hoya and them didn't pick the right opponent in Daniel Jacobs. Hell, if I'm Daniel Jacobs, I'm chasing either one of these guys seriously today. I'm calling them out. And for some reason, Charlo, I guess, forgot the beef. But before we get into all that, that's what I learned last night, Lee.
Okay,
so
we'll go through each of the fights for sure.
Already beaten the two best middleweights in the world.
Which fight did you enjoy the most this weekend?
I'm going to say Parker, the Joseph Parker heavyweight
against
fight.
David Tua?
Yeah, Papui, Lapai. Sounds like a pie. Lapai.
He's probably related to Tua.
Well, he was beating him. He was beating him like he owed him some money or something. Like like their two families have fought in before. I mean, Parker came out swinging. Very good display of boxing speed. I don't know if I seen Roy Jones. Did anyone catch that? They said Parker must have watched a lot of Roy Jones because I see it in him. I was actually looking for the Roy Jones when was it Mora? I believe Mora said that last night.
Did he do his homework? Andrew, I didn't really look at it. Did he do all his homework again?
Yeah, I guess so. If he's seeing Roy Jones, right? He's breaking some shit down there. I was
doing my homework. I saw it.
I didn't see Parker looking like Roy, but he looked very good. He did what he had to. 10th round knockout. So that was for me the fight of the night.
Okay.
He made a statement. How about that? Where the other two guys failed big time. Like, what was Andrade doing, Lee? What is he, Deontay Wilder now? He's just gonna come out there and start throwing bombs from everywhere.
Bolo punches, bro. He's bringing the bolo punch back.
Exactly. I really never seen him acting like that. Maybe he has, but last night just doing it way over the top. Should have made a statement. Go in there, handle your business, take him out. He did call out the other guys, of course. But no, in the ring, I don't even know if he beats Daniel Jacobs. So, like I said, props to Saul Alvarez for fighting Daniel Jacobs and Triple G back to back.
Go visit fightnetradio.com. That's fightnetradio.com. That is our main landing page in life where you can find all things Fight Net Radio. We hang out most of the day on Facebook in our global domination of being the #1 boxing provider on Facebook because everybody else just shits on it. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to sit on press row, Andrew, as a marketing guy and watch everybody on Twitter for their 5,000 followers. Like, I don't understand what you're providing. So you're telling your 5,000 people who probably have the ESPN app anyway about the fight that you're watching or your feelings on it. And I get why we have fans, right? People listen because I'm going to be cynical and I'm going to be crappy and you're going to be like this, who you are, right? Just your personality dialed up to 10, right? Passionate boxing fan who's pissed off about the Raiders. I didn't mean to bring it up. That's not an opening. I have to say that. But that's why we listen to the individuals we listen to, right? We believe that they're a part of our lives and they listen to us and they have a personal relationship, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I get all the psychology of that content, right? But they're not really doing it to a boxing crowd. I just know this. That I didn't do it this week, Andrew. I didn't do, maybe if we have time, I'll do top video on our site. I know what real boxing fans care about, right? And I know about their real demographics. I know where they hang out. We probably have access. I guess our subscriber list for our Facebook page is about 1 million. And I'm not just saying that. I think we were in front of like 35,000 people this week. I haven't checked it at the end of the day because we added some more videos. But when you're talking specifically about boxing, I don't understand all the writers, right? And my final analysis is this: whatever you're into, whoever you listen to, good for you. That's their little audience. This is the new Lee, Andrew. I'm not going to shit on everybody else. I'm happy for them.
There. Very nice.
That's my final analysis. My final analysis is if you bring enough, well, look at how much boxing we've got now, right? We literally have a veritable metric shit ton of boxing happening in our lives right now, right? We're looking at 40 hours per week of boxing. It's an insane quantity of boxing, right? And I know we say that the numbers are down and we compare everybody's numbers and we're really rough on everybody's numbers. And I get that, right? I totally get that. My final answer to that is, but yeah, aren't about 1 million people watching boxing over the course of 1 week, Andrew? Am I wrong?
No, I'm listening to what you're saying. Yes, sir.
And I think that's exciting, right?
I think your conclusion is you will no longer look in the rearview mirror.
I'm not. I am not.
They've always been there, Lee. You'd never seen it until now.
Yeah, I never thought about being mainstream, and now that we're kind of mainstreamish, I mean, it's not going to change what I say or how I feel or the shit that I get involved in. Hey. Okay, I'll tell you how far I've gone in this project. I'm going to drop a name. You ready for me to drop a name?
Yes.
Raymundo Dioses.
Uh-huh.
Ray?
You want to be mean to him or what?
Ray?
Yes. What about it?
I'm thinking of turning Ray into our roving video correspondent to start adding content to our website. Yeah, this is getting serious, bro. He's tied up with the IBF, and he's done all the backbone and all the homework. He's still in the business. He occasionally does stuff from our friend Bill.
Very nice. Uh-oh.
Okay, fine, Andrew. Don't be impressed.
I don't know if the people. I don't know
know
if the fans want to hear a production meeting on the air right now, Lee. But that is very nice.
We don't have production meetings that are not on the air. And by the way, shout out to Sam Navajero. I got it right, Sam. I have not heard Sam's piece before the show. I tried to so that I can comment on it. He is now becoming this. The character is fantastic, by the way. It's this pseudo-sarcastic, I'm stuck with watching the shit these guys don't want to watch character, which is, it's so brilliant and true. He should be. Like, you should feel, yeah, we're having a production meeting, Sam. You just happen to be, and everybody's listening to it at the same time. Yeah, you should feel like a redheaded stepchild. There's no way we're watching a fucking card from Italy. I mean, it's just, I'm not being a dick about it. I'm just telling you the truth. Andrew and I have lives and shit. And if you think we're going to watch a card from Australia with Costazu's son, come to Vegas, bro. Beat Jake the Snake Rodriguez, and we'll talk about being Costa Jr. There you go. What? Good production meeting for you, Andrew?
Yes, very nice.
All right, everybody's caught up. I just do that for the regular fans. Now you guys are all caught up. Content's never going to change. Go to fightnetradio.com. We have lots to cover. We watch tons of boxing. Let's get started. I'm going to be using Fight News to cover a few of these topics real quick. And let's get started right out of the way with what I saw on Friday the night. Yes, Lee Honish was live, called in at the last minute, and I still sat right next to Lee Samuels and the whole crew from Top Rank. I love it when I call in late. I think I get a better seat, Andrew.
It
only costs me a little bit of coffee. Hey, look, okay, I'm not going to drop names, but the person in charge of assigning the seats also likes a very specific kind of coffee. Dude, $9 gets me an upgraded seat. Tell me that isn't a deal. I'm sitting center. I was right behind Steve Kim.
Yeah, I seen it.
I felt like throwing paper at him.
You sent me that photo.
I'm thinking of doing spitwads in the future. Is that wrong?
No. Yeah, no, we're not. We don't want to do that.
Oh,
my
okay.
God.
So on Friday night, the only thing that really mattered was Richard Comey took on Ray Beltran, in the main event at Pachanga. I was there live. The only question you'd have for me is, did I see anything live that was interesting? No. If I was going to grade the overall card for the evening, Andrew, I would probably give it, I'm going to be really fair because there were a couple of knockouts. I'm going to give the night a D-, which boxing is really good. For those of you who don't know, that's pretty good. I mean, that's almost, right? It's like baseball, right? We reward guys for hitting 20% of their, like a 200 hitter is a big deal in baseball, right? A 20% hitter. Which,
right.
Way,
well, why such a low grade, Lee? Why a D-?
You know what?
That's a good night.
Why. I don't know. Okay, look, you're going to put on, okay, how many fights have I watched in 24 hours? So each card is about 10 fights, right? DAZN, ESPN, and even the Showtime fiasco, they're about 10 fights. So you're talking 30 fights. So let's just grade it, Andrew. I'm going to be fair. Of the 10 fights that I sat through, did I see anybody out of the MTK? Did I see Steve Kim's cousin fight, which was, by the way, the very first fight of the evening? And everybody came over and congratulated Steve Kim like he had something to do with being the fourth cousin to the guy who won his first professional fight. Funniest shit I ever saw, bro. That's the funniest shit of the night. People from like MTK and people, oh, it's your cousin, right? And he's like, yeah. And he's tweeting about it. And I'm thinking, what do you have to do with a fucking fourth cousin? I mean, you know how distant a fourth cousin is?
You can sleep with the fourth cousin, can't you?
Yes, you can. Andrew, you can.
All right, I got to put that one down in my rule book.
But the funniest shit is people like, oh, congratulations on your cousin. I'm like, for what? I mean, they barely, like, they're not even going to have the same 21andMe DNA test. I mean, that's how far removed these fuckers are. I mean, okay, that's the funniest part of the night. The second funniest part of the night is me trying to tweet the trend of Comey Beltran to get on the big screens inside the theater. And I'm literally the only person when there are 5 of us sitting in there that does not get up on the screen. I have yet to ever get up on the screen. And I think it is hilarious. 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 I've watched Steve Kim roll by twice on the overhead screen.
Very nice.
There's your complete review of me going to the event. I got there. I had a good time. I like Pachanga, first of all. It used to have a lot of boxing there, Andrew. A lot.
Is it a casino?
Yeah, it's a casino in Temecula, California.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Actually, it says Resort Casino. Durr.
Right off the 15 freeway as you're going to San Diego. In an amazing town. Well, I really am a big fan of Temecula, right? They make a lot of wine. They have a lake. Nice. It should be in the middle of a desert, but in fact, it's actually as you go east a little bit, a lot of vineyards. It's a really pretty place. Reminds me of what I think I want Italy to look like, right? It's not. And they have an IMAX, which makes it even better. It's a great place. I used to go there all the time to go watch boxing. I've been going there. I've had a relationship with the PR crew there for years to go see fights. They stopped, right? Ray and I were talking about it quite a bit, about how frequently he and I used to go out there to go cover fights, right? So it was nice to see Top Rank bring it back. They certainly have enough money. And the whole evening went pretty smoothly. There was only a half-hour gap because of the knockout. Gave me plenty of time to go get coffee for myself. And everything was mostly forgettable except for Steve Kim's cousin. There's my full report, which takes us to the IBF lightweight champion, Richard Comey, who was your main event. This coming to us from Fight News. He successfully defended his title with a hard-fought 8-round stoppage of former WBO lightweight and punching bag Ray Beltran in the main event at Pachanga Casino. Before the fight began, we checked the odds. He was about a 20-1 dog in this fight, Andrew. So the odds of Ray Beltran actually winning this fight, Ray Beltran, sorry. A lot of Rays lost that night. Ray, who is 50 years old, does it say 38 or 58? I'm a little confused by his age. He looks his age, by the way. He's
20-year veteran, so yeah, he's up there.
20-year veteran. Finally and ultimately, the only thing I said before this fight began, Andrew, and
Lee, look at the next sentence. 20-year veteran who had only lost 4 times in 10 years. They act like that's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wow, man, he was hella good.
In the last 10 years, those fighters combined for a record of 87-1.
Very nice.
I don't even understand the math on that or how it works. I could get my Steven Espinosa calculator.
Trying to polish a turd there. And I don't mean him as a man, but his,
Andrew, would you
4
like
times in 10 years.
Espinosa calculator says?
Nothing to brag about. What does it say?
$24 million. That's what 87-1 says.
It'll be on PBC next.
That's right. They're signing Ray tomorrow.
Poor PBC. Yeah, we'll get into it.
That's a debate that was going on ringside as well, for sure, right? So we were all talking about who do you think the PBC is going to get bought by. But I digress. The ultimate fight itself took about 4 rounds. I mean, I don't want to read a full. I'm not even sure this thing merits 2,000 words, Andrew, because the fight was that quick.
Well, they traded. Wait a minute. These guys traded, Lee. They traded. There was a few times that Ray almost turned this thing around with one punch. He hurt Comey on many occasions. So it wasn't a wipeout. He was getting beat every round, but then it was almost, I thought sometimes he was playing possum. Okay, Ray would go back to the ropes, acting like he was hurt. Comey would immediately come in and try to finish the thing, get a little careless, and bam, he'd get hit with the counter, and he'd get wobbled. So it was a good fight. But we've seen Beltran defeated, I think, 8 previous times before this night. So you can't put too much on the victory for Comey. Actually, I got to say, he was getting hurt a lot on this night to say that he would do good with any of the better lightweights in the division. So with that being said, entertaining fight for the casual who watched it on ESPN. Very entertaining fight. But for the diehards looking to see if Richard Comey is like an actual threat to a Vasily Lomachenko, or if Miguel Berto was to move up or anything, I honestly can't say he would, because the chin, he was hit. And they were single punches, not combos, and he was getting wobbled himself.
There you go. And that concludes the tale of Richard Comey on Friday night.
And I know dropped 4 times, knocked, stopped, TKO. Oh, what do you mean he didn't look good? If you really watched the fight, he was hurt numerous times in a lot of the rounds that he was winning one-sided. By the end, he was getting caught too. So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a clear down. You could tell on his face right there. I mean, look at the knot on the right side of his face. You could tell he was taking some punches himself. So that's what it was.
No doubt about it.
He looks like a title that will be up for grabs here pretty soon. I expect everyone from Teofimo Lopez, the Vasily Lomachenko type fighters to be calling him out right now. I don't think he struck any fear in the lightweight division.
Well, he certainly got the win, and that concluded my Friday night, and thus the subsequent.
I got one more.
What, you want to talk about the undercard?
No, I'm going to say it was the better man for Top Rank and for the lightweight division won that night, though. I didn't want to see, as much as I like Ray Beltran, it is a hard fight to pick a winner from, because here you got Comey, who I guess buys supplies for like his whole village, his school, buys him a school or whatnot. They had like this whole
actual people like clicking and doing Camerooni or whatever language. Like, is he French? I don't know what he like. French, whatever crazy ass language it is.
He's very important where he's from. So you never want a guy like that to lose, right? When you're helping raise a village, you don't want to see them lose either. Then you got Ray Beltran, who's been fighting for his green card. I think he has it now. I think Top Rank was able to secure his citizenship.
I think he lives in Riverside, for God's sakes.
I think they said that finally, Lee, that he has secured his citizenship, but he was going through that whole battle, right? So you kind of had this thing for Ray Beltran. Remember, we were saying he can't lose. He can't lose, or he's not important no more. Right. They might not give him the citizenship. But he got it. So the better man won. Ray Beltran has 9 losses. He's lost to almost everyone in the division, right? We don't need to see it anymore. It's an old record. Comey, 29-2, and I believe 26. That is a good record to show. He's got a title behind that. Yeah, you can do that in a big fight. Like, this was a great, if Teofimo Lopez is looking to step up and get a title, this is a great opponent, I believe, for him. Limited on boxing skills, questionable chin.
There you go. Let's clean up everything that happened on a big Saturday of boxing, which we did. We had a big boxing. First, we'll start with Bad Chad Dawson. Yes, former light heavyweight world champion, managed to get one full paragraph about his fight, Andrew.
Now, was this on DAZN?
What?
This was on DAZN, or is this PBC?
Facebook Live, bro. Facebook Live.
Well, there you go. That's
former
fine.
light heavyweight champion, Bad Chad Dawson. Yes, that Chad Dawson scored an 8th round unanimous decision over Quentin Rankin, who had a shitty record anyway.
Quentin Rampage.
Saturday, yeah, they're related. You go by the first name. On Saturday night at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut, Dawson dominated the first round. Rankin dropped Dawson with an uppercut in round 5, but Rankin was deducted a point for punching behind the head. Rankin was deducted another point in the 7th round. Finally, the scores were 80-68, 78-72, 78-72. There you go, Andrew. A chance to talk about Bad Chad Dawson.
I still think the paragraph sounds better if you say Quentin Rampage.
All right. I'll say Quentin Rampage.
No, just kidding. Who cares, Lee? Come on, seriously. Shit.
Hey,
right,
it's
great.
Chad Dawson. At one
That's
point,
great.
everybody was
No,
about him.
at one
Let's talk
point,
about
that was for like 6 months. That was for like 6 months.
Fair enough. Let's talk about Andrew's favorite fighter, Joseph Parker.
Here we go.
Fought David Tua in a very weird 10-round fight where basically Alex, don't call me David Tua Lapai, was a human punching bag and then was shocked when his corner threw in the towel in the 10th round. Nobody was shocked where I was watching, Andrew. It was me and a cat. And my cat looked at me and went, "Why isn't anybody throwing in the towel?" That is exactly what the cat said to me, Andrew. A cat sitting to my right looked at me and said, picked up a rag in its mouth and threw it at me to signify, why aren't they throwing in the towel? Just so nobody thinks that I'm crazy and talking to cats.
Yeah,
in a battle. Yeah, go ahead.
Another fight where one of the opponents has 8 losses. It's just not good matchmaking skills there. Go ahead, Lee.
All right, tell me why this was your favorite fight of the night, Andrew. This is your moment to shine.
Because my moment, I'm going to shine this whole show, but just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. Joseph Parker, he just showed up last night. Like I said, the power, the speed,
human punching bag, dude.
And that's good. He did what he was supposed to. Okay,
right.
You go in there and you handle business. Now, Lapai, hell of a chin. Lee, there's shots here. Look at question. It's either Lapai has one of the best chins in boxing, maybe the heavyweight division scene, or Joseph Parker is questionable on his power because he's landing punches that drop.
On power, Andrew.
Right. You might have to. After what happened last night because he landed way too many. And Lee, his body punching was even more impressive than the uppercut to the head, and that was. He was landing some beautiful uppercuts last night. I do not know how that man stood up. No, he's in the middle. He's in the mix of this heavyweight tournament we're going to be having here where these, you got Wilder and Fury going to be picking from these guys for the next few fights before they actually possibly see each other. We still have had no clear announcement, correct? Fury, Wilder too.
We'll get to it. We have some news tidbits.
Okay, good. Okay, so I mean, right here, Joseph Parker's in the mix. You can see him fighting Tyson Fury easily. You can see him. He said he wants Andy Ruiz, and to be honest with you, I know we probably have news on that. There's been no freaking announcement on that.
I know we have
All
news.
Right. Oh,
and
go ahead.
And we're with our friend Oscar, who will be joining us by phone shortly, Andrew.
Yeah, so Parker handled business yesterday. It was an excellent fight. It got boring, I believe, at the end. Kind of seemed like it was just the same round over and over again. But he did get the stoppage.
I watched all of it. I don't know if that's a glowing review of it, but I watched the entire fight, which says a lot for something as lopsided as it was. It was a little uncomfortable for the cat. I mean, the cat really felt bad for Lapai for some reason. I don't know what that was all about. That takes us to, let's see if it'll actually come up like it's supposed to. Come on. There we go. Yafani beats Jimenez and retains the WBA super flyweight title. Did you watch the fight, Andrew?
No.
All right.
I caught the very end.
Khalid Yafai outpointed Norberto Jimenez.
Look at that record.
26-0 with 15, bro.
No. The opponent, Lee. Another fighter.
29-9-4. Look, most of the night was dominated by guys who were 29-9 or 29-18, and like nobody fought anybody on this card, Andrew. The DAZN card in general from the Dunkin' Donuts Center didn't have a whole lot of stuff going on with it. Everybody was fighting.
That's never a good look when you're a casual, right?
29-9
going up against the undefeated.
This was a casual card. I don't think this was a casual card.
Was this? This is the DAZN. This is the DAZN first fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably hard. DAZN really hasn't. I don't even think they're mainstream yet. To be honest with you.
But a shout out to Khalid Yafai, who's now 26-0 with 15 KOs. He is the WBA super flyweight champion in a division that does pretty well here in Los Angeles, Andrew.
Yep, Estrada's going to whoop his ass.
Right, there's a lot going on in that super flyweight and lightweight division.
And
the super flyweight division's pretty hot.
Dazin just signed Jaime Estrada, so look for them to unify here soon. And that's going to either be a shining moment or Estrada's going to take over and become one of the best boxers out of Mexico. Remember I said that? He's going to be pressing Saul Alvarez here. He has the opponents surrounding him to make some noise there for Mexico, and Mexico loves their boxing. So don't be surprised if Estrada makes a run here at the pound-for-pound ranking out of that country.
There you go. Moving forward. Boop, boop, boop. Lubin Marrero, I watched this fight on the old PBC card, undercard-wise. In a WBC super welterweight title eliminator bout, Erickson, the Hammer Lubin, scores a fourth round TKO over. Look again at that record, 29-7. Zakaria Atu, who you will never hear the name of again.
That's what I mean. Night. Yeah, this was no WBC eliminator. This was an Erickson Lubin setup to get a title shot. WBC
right?
eliminator.
So this is Erickson. For those of you who don't know, Erickson Lubin has not fought in the United States. First fight in the United States. Okay. I don't know. You need to help me out with this, okay? In the PBC welterweight hierarchy, are they just manufacturing sub-level fighters like Erickson the Hammer Lubin?
Yes, they are, and then they feed them
challengers for their titles.
Yeah. It's just and Suleiman, I think, has proven this week that he is more corrupt than his father ever was. You can buy this man. You can buy a belt. You can buy a franchise tag now all of a sudden, whatever the hell this franchise thing means.
I know what it means because I read the article, Andrew. It means
it's possibly time that the boxing world turns its back on the WBC. And I don't mean the promoters. We know that's not going to happen. I'm talking about the fans. Start downplaying the title. If you make the title worthless, that's what it will become, because you need the fans to support the fights. The WBC is a bought title nowadays. It is not real anymore. We clearly know that. Hell, there's even rumors that Don King was the one helping the PBC talking to the Suleimans because of their relationship. So that connection that we made with Al Heyman and Don King years ago is now coming out as possibly Don King was not just who Al Heyman was trying to build a company with, or how should I say that? Behind what Don King did, how he was able to control his fighters. Don King might have been helping him literally, getting all these connections with the WBC. So yeah, this is nothing. This is not a title. This was not an eliminator. Alto was not your number 3 ranked WBC fighter. And if it was, it's because someone put money underneath the cake and had it delivered to Suleiman's house.
Wow. Harsh words from Andrew Labouche.
I mean, come on, Lee. Call it for what it is. You just said you never heard of the guy. He has 7 losses and 3 draws? And we're supposed to sit here and act like that's a legit fight? Come on. Call it for what it is. And they're fake. They're phony. Everyone who's ever talked shit about the Suleimans this week proved it, man. What is going on right now? We've already had to handle all of these stupid ass titles, right? Silver title, intern title, gold title, diamond title, Indian in the mountain title. Okay. Now all of a sudden we have this franchise tag where, Saul, even if he loses, hey, we're still at the fights because he's a franchise. Like, literally, they said some bullshit about even if you beat Saul Alvarez, you're not the WBC champ. You then have to beat the WBC champ to get your title. Do you understand that? You could beat the number 1 fighter in the middleweight division and not be the champion of the middleweight division. It makes absolutely no sense. This is another way for Suleiman just to get his free ride in Las Vegas. I've always known that about them. They get paid under the table, and I believe the guy likes being under the big lights. Anything to get them into a fight. If they don't have a title, fuck it. We'll make a special one. Can we come? That's all I'm saying. Can I be there? I don't know where these guys get their money from. That needs to be investigated. They have so many titles. Are they really charging fighters for all of these nonsense ass belts?
They all have sanctioning fees. Of course.
I would love. What is the diamond belt sanctioning fee? Seriously, you are nothing. That absolutely. What is the gold belt? What the fuck does that even mean? I gotta pay you to be the gold belt champion? You're a joke if you're buying into that scheme. Your team right now, seriously, I'm telling you, the WBC got to turn your back a little on it. They're snakes. They're for nobody. You cannot trust people like this. What they did this week was, and I don't even know why Saul Alvarez is buying into that. That's a knock on him. I would decline the franchise tag and say, give me Charlo. What the fuck is so special about him? Did you see his fight?
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it in just a minute, Andrew. Let's talk about it right now, shall we? He's back, one of the many Charlos. I don't even know how many they are. In front of a sold-out crowd, which is a lie. They blocked off half the arena, but whatever.
Oh, it was pathetic.
WBC Middleweight World Championship. They did. You could see it from the angles. Jermell Charlo defended his new title for the first time and kept his unbeaten record in dominating fashion against Brandon Adams Saturday night at the Energy Arena in Houston, Texas, live on Showtime. In a near shutout unanimous decision, Charlo won by scores of 120 to 108 twice and 119-109. I think that Adams actually won a couple of the rounds, Andrew, but by and large, he did what a Charlo does. Win without knocking someone out, protecting yourself. Like, their style is not exciting to watch. And I'm not shitting on being a style fighter who understands the rules of the game, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just telling you it's not very friendly for the fans who tuned in on Showtime. It gets very dull.
The Charlo brothers have bought into the PBC scheme, right? All you got to do is win. You get $1.5 million, get $1.2 million, whatever, to fight guys like Adams here. What was Adams? What were they bragging about? He was the ESPN middleweight champ. Oh, huh? What is that?
Yeah,
29-0. You've been the WBC mandatory, I believe, for 2.5 years. You can't draw over 7,000 people in your hometown. He's 29-0. He's been the WBC mandatory, one of the hottest divisions in boxing. Believe me, people, everyone in Houston, Texas knows the name Saul Alvarez and Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. They all know it. This guy's supposed to be the dark horse of that. That's what the Charlos say. Al Heyman says. PBC says. Why didn't his people back him last night when he was fighting in his hometown? Do you know Demetrius Andrade sold more tickets with Dazn? Eddie Hearn came over here and sold more tickets for Demetrius Andrade. Excuse me, Andrade, if him and his father are listening, than Charlo could do. Who the hell's Demetrius Andrade? No, I know. I guess I'm shitting on him again. But seriously, go look at his record. He's fought in absolutely nobody's. This guy is fighting on Fox, Showtime, pay-per-view, you name it. Charlos have been there. They've been prospects for years now. They looked a lot better when they were hungrier. They looked better when they were active. They're not active fighters anymore. And you've seen him. Oh, I broke my hand. Hey, he called it instantly after the fight. Look for him to be out again. They fight once every 2 years, Lee. Isn't this like their little once a year?
Well, that's the
maybe?
PBC format for sure.
It has been. I know. It's all coming to an end. Nope, you're not Floyd. Not even close. How old are you? You're over 30. You're still undefeated. You have no title. Did anyone notice that the situation that happened to Charlo this week affected him none after the fight? Jim Gray. Charlo, how do you feel with getting this? I worked for this. What the fuck? You didn't work for shit. Look at your record. Who did you beat for that title? Work for what? You work, you stay in shape, you fight B-average guys. That's great. But what did you work for on getting a world title besides a corrupt-ass company calling you and telling you you're the champ now because they want 2 sanctioning fees from both of you guys? And they kind of like being in, Canelo, he brings a lot of Mexicans to Las Vegas. It's a nice party. I don't think Suleiman likes missing that party. He ain't missing it now. Fuck that franchise. I'm at every event. Make a belt.
Moving forward, we do have some highlights from the fight itself, Andrew.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I wasn't done. The fucking guy after the fight, they go, you want to fight Triple G or I got to respect them for what they did, but, I'm a young lion. Lions only, Houston, Texas, Lions only. What? What? Are you calling anyone out? Are you looking in the camera going, I'm tired of being on the sidelines for 2.5 years. I want my shot. No, they've totally bought in. He'll do this all the way until he's done. Oh, and now you gave him a title. Now he can walk around the club in Houston saying how he's a champ, and no one knows who you fought for the belt. Think about this shit.
You okay?
Yeah, go ahead and move on. It's a pathetic scheme they got going at PBC. It's very sad what they
Which
made.
Takes us to Demetrius Andrade on Saturday night. WBO middleweight champion Demetrius Andrade defeats Milek Sulake, Poland or Russia or I don't know where Germany. I don't know. I don't know.
I think Poland. I think you got it right with Poland. I think that's where he's from. They said that.
Yeah, but the referee talked to him in Russian, which if nobody caught that is the funniest shit ever. I swear to God, he said "Das vidanya" or something. I swear that's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong. I could just be shitting on this moment. WBO middleweight champion Demetrius Andrade defeated Milek Sulake to retain the WBO belt on Saturday night at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Demetrius Andrade's hometown of Providence, Rhode Island. And by the way, that's what a crowd reaction sounds like. Go back, and I'm saying this to everybody, watch the Showtime card. Crowd doesn't react or even give 2 shits about Charlo. They don't. They barely reacted all night, Andrew. When Andrade came out, that place blew up like somebody dropped a bomb in the center of the place. That's a hometown reaction, right? It's got that pro wrestling, this guy's from my hometown kind of reaction. And it happened in Rhode Island at I just like saying the Dunkin' Donuts Center, which I would hope serves Dunkin' Donuts. I'm kind of a fan of Dunkin' Donuts, Andrew. What did you think of Demetrius Andrade, Sergio Mora's homework, and the fact that they are touting him as the only rational decision for Canelo or Triple G?
It's a good signing for Dazin, all right? The kid's undefeated. The man is undefeated. He's a champ. He's a 2-division champ. He is an Olympian. So I can't say he's a big sell. Maybe he's our new Andre Ward, right? An Olympian, a champion, but still just only draws around 7,000 in his hometown. That will go up as he gets better opponents under the Dazin contract. They might throw him in with Triple G right away. He didn't look like the face of boxing. He didn't look like the next big star. I know he's undefeated, but if you guys really break down DeAndre's record, you're going to see why. He's a good fighter who made it to Olympics. That proves his skill. They keep putting him in with the B guys. He's going to keep beating those guys. We need to see what he does when he steps up in competition. If I'm Triple G, why wait? Go after him now. Just like if I was Saul Alvarez. Saul Alvarez is over here, and I know we're going to talk about it. Don't understand the whole talk of light heavyweight. I'm going to tell you what that reminds me of when we get to that story. But Saul should be thinking of Charlo. Why? Why not? Charlo's undefeated. He's got the look, right? Everyone, these Charlos have been playing the whole look thing, right? Lion headdress coming out, all the tattoos, and they always look pissed off at the whole world, like the world's doing them wrong. They got, why not? That sells. Let's sell a fight. So if I'm both Triple G and Saul, yeah, they don't have to fight next in September. They don't even have to fight in May. These guys have options. Billy Joe Sanders can go after one of these guys. Neither guy did a step up in their marketability. If anything, I believe both became hot targets in the middleweight division. Both undefeated, both have titles, and they looked very beatable. I thought DeAndre just way too much showboating. Didn't put it together to really make a statement. So, and then he keeps saying the tall, black, and handsome thing, yet you walk in like you didn't even get ready for this fight. I don't know why he keeps saying big, tall, and handsome, and you freaking look like that coming in. So, whatever.
Let's all take a break. Let's take a deep breather, Andrew.
There was nothing, Lee. There wasn't nothing. These guys fought showcase fights, and they didn't show up for them. Seriously, we need to just get them out of the way. I'm actually tired of DeAndre waiting for his moment like he's some hidden gem. He's not. Let's get him out of the way, right? Billy Joe Saunders, Triple G, Saul Alvarez. They just got to step up and take care of him. And then the whole PBC scheme. I'm done with this thing. These Charlo brothers, both of them. Spence, Wilder. I'm done with the whole thing. At least Wilder, you know what? At least Wilder's stepping up and fighting people. I do believe he's going to fight Fury again, and that would make it Ortiz, Fury, Brazil, and possibly Fury again in the guy's last year and a half of fighting. He's stepping up to the plate. At least he's trying. He might not have made the best business decisions, but he's giving us the fans the fights that we want to see. So, but the rest of these PBC guys, I'm over it. Spence keeps hiding behind Al Heyman, like, I hella want to fight Terrence Crawford, but the politics in boxing puts me on the wrong side of the street. I'm tired of it. Seriously, am tired. Hey, here's another one, Lee. Before we get off of that Dazn card, what the hell was Mikey Garcia doing sitting by Bob Arum? Did you catch that?
At Top Rank? Yeah, I know.
Did you catch? Dude, he's supposed to be signed to fight Danny Garcia already. Did that fight not come off? He's over there.
I don't know. There are no updates about that. I think Mikey was just there. That is my impression. Mikey was just
sitting right next to the man that he was in court against. He was sitting right next to him. What are they talking about?
It was right in front of me, bro. I watched it.
PBC is going under. Yes, sir. You need some fights? Yes, sir. I got 3 pay-per-view fights for you. Oh, where's your Bob Arum? Come on. That's what Bob was doing. He brought up Jose Ramirez's name? What? What?
Andrew.
What?
No comment.
No, yeah, you're damn right. There's something going on there, people.
I am not allowed to comment on business decisions that have not yet been finalized. I can just tell you this. It's really hard for everybody to make a deal with Whitey.
He talked about Jose Ramirez fighting at 140. He talked about Lomachenko, hearing Lomachenko wants to move to 140. That's that tournament we were talking about. You already have Progras is there too. That's your 4 fighters. 140 could be very hot here if Mikey Garcia throws his name back in the mix with Top Rank. I believe there's a reason. It's not a coincidence, people. These two are sitting next to each other. They are talking about the future of Mikey Garcia without the PBC. It looks like a lot of the main fighters did not sign long-term deals with the PBC, which is another reason why the investors are mad. They feel like it's another Oscar de la Hoya situation going on. And that's why they're forcing the sale of that company. And so that's why Mikey, you've heard them all say it, Mikey, Spence, Wilder. These last few months, half a year, You've heard in different interviews, three of their biggest fight guys say they are going to be free agents here soon. So that remember when I told you guys about Al Heyman taking off that PVC hat, throwing it right to the side, and putting on his manager cap again? Now it's coming out.
Go to fightnetradio.com. Check out our main webpage. Yes, this is what we call mid-read rolls, Andrew, mid-read rolls. It's commercial time. If for those of you on the podcast, this is where you hit the fast forward button a couple of times. I know that's what I do on my podcast. Go to fightnetradio.com, click on the links, get involved, follow us on whatever form of media you want to follow us. Our videos, our audio, we put out a ton of content all week long. Also, while you're there, check out the Fight Net Radio store, Andrew. Pick up a awesome shirt. We do have what we call the basic bitch line that is available just because we want our gear out there in the general public. And comes in a tank, comes in a hoodie, comes in a regular T-shirt. They are all printed on premium. I set them up to be printed on premium T-shirts and quality shirts. Or you can get one of our signature shirts. My personal recommendation is always the Shamalama Ding Dong shirt. If you want to go to a fight and have people talk to you, here is my big sales pitch on this Shamalama Ding Dong shirt. Yes, it's $30. But for those of you who don't know and want to go talk to ring card girls for the first time in your entire life, if I wore this shirt over to the top ranked girls, Andrew, how many of them are actually going to comment and laugh and engage me in a conversation with this shirt on? Do I need to physically and document it to prove that this is an icebreaker and a half?
Yeah, if they have a sense of humor, yes, that is a good icebreaker.
It's a great icebreaker. And for those of you that are closet internet fans, can't stress this T-shirt enough. This might be the most brilliant icebreaker T-shirt while you're at a fight ever. Also, go to Airbnb 55 quickly before Airbnb takes back their website name that apparently they have an issue with me making a direct link called Airbnb 55. If you do, I'm giving you $55 towards your first trip when you sign up and claim the credit. Also, LasVegasDiscount.net. Get over 50% off your next trip to Las Vegas. Just type in LasVegasDiscount.net. Cool. Let's start to cover the general news. We only have 4 stories, Andrew. I'll just do them in the order that I have them set up. No special. Look at that title. That just says it all, does it not?
I got nothing for you.
Hey!
Why you bring Clarissa into this? Ain't no reason for this.
I wanted to read this story, Andrew.
She did want to fight Triple G, so here you go.
Hi, everybody. My name's Clarissa Shields. Hey! This weekend is the 50th anniversary of the uprising at the Stonewall Inn in New York. And that credit with the given to the rights of gay men and women everywhere. I'm not saying that I'm gay or a man. I'm just saying maybe. Hey!
She's not. That's totally wrong.
Manuel Patricio is the first transgender man to fight in a pro boxing match in the U.S., Andrew. Hey! Shout out. You single? Looking to mingle? Hey! Patricio said, I had to work hard. I guess you had your shit cut off, bro. I was more than willing to deal with any of the ramifications, said Patricio. I knew that I couldn't live with the lie anymore. In 2016, Manuel decided that it was time for him to begin the process to get his boxing license, Andrew, as a he or a she or an it. I don't even know what it is, Andrew. Do you know what it is? Is it a him? Is it a her? How does that work? Did they stick a dick on it? It looks like it should have a dick. Maybe I should take it for a spin. Hey!
there's gonna be a boiling point to this whole thing. Look, this is a girl trying to be transitioning to a man. I don't see the risk in that. If anything, she's risking her own health trying to fight grown men. The one that's getting a little old is the men that are switching over to the women's sports and dominating those sports. There's a lot of parents that put a lot of money into these women to try to make them athletes, to try to make them equal, their sport equal to the man's. We can't do that by having men take over women's sports. And that's what it seems like is happening right now in the college level and now in the pro ranks. So they had a MMA fighter, this guy Fox, who's was dominating. I guess he lost finally. Great. He took one defeat. Don't know if he did that because he was getting so much backlash on how fast he was breaking women's faces. Okay, and we're talking broken jaws, fractured skulls. These are men hitting women. You can't do that. We're raised not to do that. And there's a reason why. Because men hurt women when they punch them in the face. You see, when you see a guy crush a woman's face, you learn you can't do that. And that's what we teach our kids. That's why that's there. That's just a rule. And now we're allowing it because someone says it makes them feel better. Oh, it makes me, I was depressed, but I get to beat the shit out of girls now, so I'm not depressed anymore. Woo! That's wrong. Now for this, right? For this situation, and I don't, you guys keep saying that about Clarissa Shields. I have no idea, you would think that would have came out when she went for the Olympics, but who knows? I really don't know anymore. But this situation right here, a woman wants to fight a man, more power to her. Okay? I don't think it's going to last long.
Gay rights.
I know. That's the power behind that gay right thing, is that you can say that and now punch a girl in the face and we're not supposed to be upset. You know what I'm upset about? Some dude puts on a wig and hits my daughter. I'm fucking him up. How about that? Okay? Because it's not right just because he says it makes him feel better that he can punch women in the face now. I'm sorry. I'm old school. Men don't hit women. So on that level, I'm totally against men performing in women's sports. And you're seeing this a lot. The elite women athletes are against, or should I say, they know it's unfair. I can't say they're against because they can't really say, but there's a disadvantage there. It's not right. Like these girls that want to play football, go ahead. You want to do that? You want to go put yourselves in harm's way? Go ahead. But for a man to go in to put women in harm's way, that's not right. That's good. There's going to be a boiling point on that, and I think it's going to stop. But more power to this man, Patricio Manuel. Hope he does. I want to follow his career. I want to see how far he goes because he could be time changing. Maybe he goes all the way to the title, Lee. And she's dominating men, her boxing ability. I don't think it's
Andrew.
I don't think it's going to be her power. It's going to be the boxing ability, right? Her defense, her feet work, or I don't know, dude. So I'll follow her. We'll see what happens. But I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think you should be empowered by saying it makes you feel better. So now I want to punch a lady in the face.
I knew that story was going to be a gem.
You're such a jerk, Lee.
Canelo Alvarez. Hold on. Yes, I am. Canelo Alvarez is rumored to jump in. Jump in weight is better for boxing than a third fight for Golovkin. This coming to us from Forbes magazine. I don't know who they hire. Don't really care who they hire. To me, I'm just fascinated that they constantly write articles anyway. Okay. So a third fight between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin may not be imminent. as once believed. In the grand scheme of things, that's good. The bout was originally rumored to be headed for a September 14th date, but the Athletics, Mike Coppinger, I thought he was Fox. Never mind. And LA Times, I might add. Canelo may be more interested in challenging for the WBC super middleweight title. So I put this up at Fight Net Radio. You can see the original tweet, but sources tell the Athletic Box, aka Mike Coppinger, that Golden Boy Promotion and Canelo Alvarez are rebuffing attempts to make a trilogy fight with Triple G in September. Instead, they are talking about either Callum Smith, not Demetrius Andrade, or Sergey Kovalev on September 14th, with Triple G to follow sometime in May. Andrew, what is your reaction?
For our diehard Fight Net fans, Mike Coppinger didn't bring any new news to you besides the fact that Sergey Kovalev is in the mix to fight Saul Alvarez. Listen, the day Joshua was dropped 4 times in New York, that ended the trilogy happening anytime soon between Saul Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. They need stars for this DAZN thing to work, okay? Them two fighting each other and Triple G possibly becoming an old man, because listen, people, he's not winning a decision. He's not winning a decision, and they have fought in for 2 fights, 24 rounds. The only thing Triple G has been able to do is lose, but he got 1 draw and a 1 decision defeat. He's not winning that fight. The first fight was the closest he was ever going to get to winning. Saul Alvarez is a full-blown middleweight now. Saul Alvarez, I think, skill-wise is better than what he was 2 fights ago at Triple G. He just looks to be peaking at the right time. He's not beating him, so you hold off. I see Triple G going after Andrade, and you let Saul Alvarez go after whoever he wants, because they seem to pick the right opponent anyways. The kid doesn't really duck anyone. Because of last night, I give him way more credit for picking Daniel Jacobs over Charlo and Andrade today. The Sergey Kovalev, Lee, don't like it. I don't like that fight. Listen, when these guys start jumping 2 divisions and then think they're going to jump back down and defend their title and a few months later, it never goes right, Lee. Why light heavyweight? When did Saul Alvarez become this big? He's going to look...
When he started eating cattle from Mexico, Andrew.
Yeah, what is he going to look like? Fucking Anthony Joshua when he comes in at 175? Oscar will be with this goddess. Posting. I'll leave him alone. I don't like the fight. Yes, skill-wise, he's better than Kovalev. Yes, I have him beating Kovalev 12-round easy decision. But do you put in that weight factor, the size factor, fact that Canelo's never fought in there, we've seen him hurt at a lower division, even though it hasn't happened recently, it still happened. A lot of question marks going in. And then he has to come drop back down and fight still quality opponents down here, like a Billy Joe Sanders or a Triple G rematch. Don't like the move. I wish, he'd maybe fight one more time, Callum Smith, possibly at 168, and come back. 175 is too much. What, Mr. Hoya?
Why are you shitting on my fucking plans, bro?
Because we've seen it before and it didn't work. That's why I'm shitting on your plans. Names real fast. Roy Jones, right? Went up to heavyweight, comes back to light heavyweight, is never the same fighter. Correct? Oscar de la Hoya goes up to junior middleweight, comes back to welterweight, is never the same fighter. It really
I was the same fighter, fucker.
No, you weren't. He got demolished. It was a one-sided beatdown. You had no energy
for every one of those fights.
I get it. So why would you do that to your cash cow when he has opponents in front of him?
See my fucking checking account, bro?
Yes, but Sergey isn't gonna knock that. Sergey does nothing more that Charlo or Andre doesn't do in Vegas. Seriously, I believe Sergey has the same fan base go to Las Vegas that any of the other middleweights has. Sergey is not a ticket seller. So take it for what it is. I just don't like the move.
The fucking
I think
white
that's
people love him, bro. The fucking white people love him.
No, they don't. He's not a crossover star like that.
You don't know shit about boxing, bro.
Yeah, you're missing that one.
You don't. You fucking don't know.
You
don't know about spoons. You don't know about strippers. You don't know shit, bro.
No, I do not know about those. You are absolutely right.
And you don't know what the fucking whitey's like.
I know it's not Sergey Kovalev. He's old news. They stopped liking him. The Crusher left when Andre Ward whooped his ass twice in a row. All right, and
fuck Andre Ward, bro. This is Canelo Alvarez, eh?
Hey, and I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if Ward comes back. Just you fuck around at light heavyweights, you might see Andre Ward step back into the gym just to see what he has left for a guy like Saul Alvarez. That's a big money fight for a guy like Andre Ward. It would be Saul Alvarez's redemption to the 21-year-old beatdown he received by Floyd Mayweather. That would be his second great American boxer that he's going to fight, possibly better. You look at the resume. There's an argument, Andre Ward, he's not better financially, people. Don't get it twisted. Floyd is the greatest marketable fighter of all time. He made himself that. That's awesome. But when you look at resume, hasn't lost since the age of 14, won gold, won multiple titles in multiple divisions, won the tournament, was an underdog like 4 times in his career, won them all. Andre Ward might be better than Floyd Mayweather, probably the same exact age when they fight Saul Alvarez too. The only difference is Saul Alvarez is better. But Andre will be late in his 30s. So was Floyd. We all know it. Floyd was on the downside of his career when he fought Saul. Saul failed that night. He failed. He only needed to win 5 rounds. He could manage only 3, possibly 4, and they still gave him a draw. He failed Vegas that night. The Andre Ward is a big fight for De La Hoya, and that's possibly why they're going to light heavyweights. I don't know what other money fight is there for him.
Because he's the super duper fucking champion, bro.
Yeah, but he's a small man. Saul Alvarez is not big. These other guys, 6'1", 6'2", these guys are starting to get real big at light heavyweights. I don't know, Lee. We'll see. All I'm saying is I'm going off history, people. We've seen it done before. It didn't work. Another guy who ran from...
I'm going to teach him how to fucking drop weight, bro. Don't sweat
Another fighter who ran from rematches, Mr. Felix Trinidad, started moving up in weight because he didn't want to face guys that he was supposed to again. And how did that end for Felix?
I'm with you. I knew you'd like that story, Andrew. It was a good story. Which takes us to... Tyson Fury blast back at Anthony Joshua. Do you know about this little Twitter battle? Because I love this one.
No, let's do it.
We'll get to our next battle in just a minute. There are 2 battles that happened this past week. The first is with Anthony Joshua talking shit to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury, of course, responded, Andrew. Tyson Fury taunted Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn over the Andy Ruiz defeat 2 weeks after the shocking dethroning of Anthony Joshua in New York. The lineal heavyweight champion comfortably stopped Schwartz, yada, 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 yada. Having watched the fight, Hearn suggested that the German isn't even at the British title level. I guess that's Commonwealth, right? Didn't we get a lecture on that? Joshua reacted by saying, I wish I could go back to fighting easy opponents.
Oh, Joshua. Oh,
in response,
sick.
Fury told IFL TV. IFL TV's been the cause of a lot of trouble this week, Andrew. IFL TV is behind the Jenny Sushi thing. But Fury told IFL TV, I've seen something from Joshua recently saying he wishes he could go back to fighting easy opponents. Couldn't get any easier than the opponent that you had, could it? He had 2 weeks' notice and was as fat as a pig. I don't think they come any easier than that.
Fat shaming.
Woo!
Tyson Fury.
Clap back.
Tyson Fury just lost some fans in America, though. You know that. Someone's offended. Fat pig! Oh!
He's body shaming Andy Ruiz.
I know. Even though Andy Ruiz body shames himself with all of his, I eat fucking more rice and beans and Snickers bars, and I mean, he seems to make his body a joke too. But be damned if you do it. You should be. We should have him fired. Is his company gonna fire him? Should he lose his house? What the fuck? He called someone a fat pig.
There you go. And our second Twitter battle of the week, Andrew.
What's this?
Would be Eddie Hearn and Oscar de la Hoya.
Ooh. What is Oscar pissed off about? Let me see.
There isn't any fucking battle. Eddie Hearns is a fucking racist fuck from England, okay? I'm going to kick his ass. That's what's going to happen here. Okay?
Hey, look at Oscar was
Eddie
too
Hearn,
drunk. Wait, go up. Go.
Fucking Canelo,
oh
bro.
My God.
All right?
Go back to that photo. Go back to the photo. Do you know why is Oscar in that picture on the end? Are you blocking Oscar from being in that photo?
No, bro. That's correct.
Eddie Hearn is in the photo, but not Oscar. Hey, Oscar had a rough night the night before.
He photoshopped himself, bro.
Hey, Oscar told Eric Gomez, you need to go down to that meeting. I'm not going to be able to make it. And Gomez is like, fuck you, Oscar, and hung up.
So promoter Oscar de la Hoya and Eddie Hearns have been regarding tweets to each other regarding Mexican superstar Saul Canelo Alvarez. Both de la Hoya and Hearn have exclusive deals with the streaming service DAZN. Hearn, who promotes WBO champion Demetrius Andrade and WBA super middleweight champion Callum Smith, has been pressuring Canelo to fight one of his boxers, specifically Andrade, who dominated bullshit Polish guy over 12 rounds on Saturday night. De La Hoya, through his company Golden Boy Promotion, promotes Canelo.
He's not even in the photo.
Regarding Canelo's future and Golden Boy's ability to get the deal done for a trilogy with Gennady Golovkin appear to have annoyed De La Hoya, who basically told Hearns to mind his own business. And this is what Oscar said in his own words.
Eddie Hearns is a fuck face, all right? Let me worry about Canelo, right? Right?
You need to worry why you weren't in that photo.
It doesn't involve you, okay? You worry about securing your fucking match.
That photo tells me otherwise.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Hey, fucker. What side are you on in this? I won't call the show anymore, fucker.
Hey, I'm just saying, Oscar, how were you not at the signing of the biggest contract? Where are you in this photo? I've never seen Bob Arum
in a hotel room with hookers and strippers, bro. I'm cashing the check already.
Hey, Skipper was like, man, Oscar, he looks a lot fatter in person. He's mistaken. He's like, he thinks Eric Gomez is De La Hoya. Hey, De La Hoya. Look at Reynoso. Reynoso's got the look on his face like, where the fuck is Oscar at? I'm not going to be able to make it. You need to go, Eric. You need to go.
There you guys go. There's your Twitter wars for the week, Andrew.
I can't believe I missed that one when this photo came out. Where is De La Hoya?
Is this not great?
Eddie Hearn's like, he's an alcoholic. He said, hey, where's your boss?
Hey, I'm not an alcoholic. Hey. I'm a sex fiend, fucker. Get it right.
He's all,
I might occasionally like a little bit of alcohol with my cocaine.
Allegedly.
At least Skipper and Hearn showed up for Saul.
I don't even think it's allegedly with Oscar anymore. His love of drugs and alcohol is pretty well documented. I don't think I have to say allegedly anymore.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, so I'll keep saying allegedly so I don't piss anybody off.
I hope he's the one taking the photo. Maybe he's the one. Maybe this is a camera.
Taking the photo.
Maybe this is a camera shot from the phone.
It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Are you ready for our final story of the day, Andrew?
Let's do it. Oh, shit. Hey.
Excuse me. Mr. Nunn, please remove the drugs from your hand. Put the gun down. No. Mr. Nunn, you're going to prison.
For those of you who don't know, Michael's second to none did not get second time
I can't see the story. It says Windows Media Player troubleshoot prevent Exit that. I can't see this. Yeah.
Sorry. All right, there you go. The Quad City's most famous professional boxer is out of prison.
Yes.
Local 4 News learned that after 15 years behind bars, can you believe it's been that long, Andrew?
Yeah,
former IBF middleweight champion and WSBA super middleweight champion Michael Secondinum of Davenport has a new address. That's right. Nunn is now living in a work release center in downtown Davenport. His probation officer tells us Nunn will be living with no end date set. Fuck, bro.
Yeah,
Nunn was arrested in 2002 after buying cocaine from an undercover agent.
No, I'm not an agent. No. No. I'm not wearing a wire. I know I look like a cop. You're funny.
You know who just
reportedly had a street value of $24,000 at the time.
That ain't worth 15 years, though. I'm sorry.
I believe that his defense to that, Andrew, was that he said he was buying them for himself.
In California, you'd get like drug classes. You know, you'd have to like pass a program. They'd put you back on the street. 15 fucking years? Are you serious right
24
now?
24 years. He got 24 years in prison, bro.
It's fucking insane, man. That's insane. That makes you that story right there should make you not want to do cocaine in that city. Seriously. Wow.
Hey, let me give you some advice. Anybody who's interested in cocaine, do it in Pasadena and let me know when you're in town, okay?
Did you hear about the Hells Angels being raided by the feds up here in Northern California this week on drug charges?
Andrew, I did not. Please regale me.
So they busted, it seems they got a prospect who was trying to deliver 499 grams of methamphetamine. And you know what this young man did? He turned. He wore a wire. He went back. He bought some drugs, and they busted the whole club. So right now, there's a president's wife that are looking at life in prison if they are found guilty.
So I am to believe the shocking revelation that Hell's Angels are still involved in drugs all these years later, Andrew?
You know, there's a few bad apples in every family, Lee. Doesn't mean the whole club's bad. How about that?
Just in case you run into a couple.
They do toy drives and all. Don't knock them all.
Yeah, I guess.
I have seen what is it called? I have seen a lot more activity out here on the freeways this last week because of all this. I mean, almost on every freeway I was on, I've seen a angel riding. They basically had a narc, right? The guy was wearing a wire, I believe, because he's not even in the trial when they were to be charged. He wasn't present, so he turned. He already has his deal.
There you go.
That's a long life. That's a long life of looking behind. This is a life lesson, people. He's only 32, I think he was. It's a long life of looking behind your shoulder every single day.
That'll do it for this week's Fight Net Radio. Go to fightnetradio.com, click on our Facebook page, where Andrew gives out daily life lessons on those topics. Would you like to cover the most shocking video of the week, the most popular?
What's this? What's this?
Jenny Sushi is back, bro.
Oh, man, fuck that girl.
All right, so here's the post. It's available at Fight Net Radio on our Facebook page. I don't think I've put it on our Twitter page yet. But if you scroll down under the post section, in theory, if it'll load here, I'm running so much on. Jenny Ravallo is back. So here is what happened before I play the video, Andrew.
Why?
Too bad you can't hear it. IFL TV. So Bob went on IFL TV and did an interview and talked about the audacity of the situation with Pulev. This spur, by the way, that's my jump cut edit. Thank you. This pissed off Gloria Allred, so she decided to cover Jenny up in as much clothing as possible to hide what she normally sticks out. And by the way, the video is coming up showing how she normally walks around. That's how she normally walks around. Watch these bad boys flip out. By the way, this happened right after the fight, right after the kiss, right after everything, for anybody who doesn't know the story. Gloria held this press conference and asked the California Athletic Commission for a more steeper punishment of Pulev for apparently kissing her client, because I think that helps their case, right, when they decide to sue him?
No, I think they already got paid to make this announcement by the guys that are behind this. This case is going nowhere. She got no momentum off of this. As a matter of fact, we followed it. She lost followers. Okay, there's nothing going to happen here. This is just more publicity for Kubrat Pulev. I mean, seriously, he got 4 million hits just from one boxing.
It's actually up to 5 million hits, Andrew.
5 million hits. So why not pay this lawyer to make an, hey, we are still mad, right? But it goes nowhere. Come on, I think she already been paid to do this.
I think the most shocking thing that I found out is that the California Athletic Commission had suspended him based on the kiss to begin with.
Well, they had to do something. Lee, you can't allow him to get away with it, but the punishment was not stiff at all, right? Like, if this video wasn't out there, I think Pulev would have lost his ranking. He would have been suspended for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, maybe had to go through some program. You can't, in America, you can't do it. I told you guys, if you go to YouTube, I guess this is like really big right now in other soccer and other sports that are not really heavy fan favorites here in America. It's like a thing where you see a bunch of these athletes are now kissing the women reporters, but they're laughing. Everyone's laughing about it. In America, they don't, and it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to do that. I don't even know what I'm saying. You shouldn't be able to do. Pulev was wrong because he even grabbed her.
I have stated this on Fight Net Radio, and I'll say it again. The kiss was inappropriate if she wasn't expecting it, right?
Yes. You got to ask to do something like that. You know what I mean? The way he grabbed her face was even inappropriately. So yeah, he wasn't right. But I bought advertisement.
So that's the hottest thing happening on the website right now, Andrew.
Nah.
Of course. And of course I'm jumping on it because, to be perfectly honest, I don't mind the traffic on the page.
It sucks for boxing, though. And like, seriously, what I pointed out today about everyone having 8 defeats and all of these. Yeah, it's cool that boxing has, fights on 3 different channels and 2 different nights. And there's main events everywhere. But look at who opponents are. I mean, it sucks for us diehards. Yeah, I know the average Joe that's flipping through his cable and happens to fall onto it. Yeah, good fights. Even earlier this week, Guillermo Rigondeaux was in a great fight, right? The old timer brought it back. But look at who the opponent was. Look at where the fight's going to lead. Nowhere. It's a dead end road. Then you got Charlo knocking out, who was that guy's name? Kota. Fucking walking punching bag, man. I mean, who cares about, oh man, that was knockout of the year. Seriously? Isn't Charlo supposed to be like one of the faces of this sport already? This guy should have been in hella major fights. Both of them. And it just disgusts me, Lee, how he talked after the fight when Jim Gray gave him the opportunity, gave him the platform to look in the camera and call somebody out. And all he can do is give praise about how good they are. What? Saul Alvarez has been dodging you for 2.5 years. You've been a WBC whatever title is for how long? And there's nothing. Oh, I worked for this. What?
Fight Net Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net!